what that is what the teacher expects you to do. So teacher has the responsibility in creating such an environment for you to achieve higher levels of learning. As I said, this is not like your classroom environment that you have experienced in your school when you were studying at school. There, the teacher tells you everything and you just memorize or remember things. Whereas here, we expect you to get your knowledge from various sources, right? You may be asked to view a YouTube video clip. Can you switch off can you mute your speakers, please? Mics. Okay. So here, what we expect you to do is, the teacher's role is to create a learning environment, okay? And the learning should happen within yourselves. And as I said, it's not only the teacher interacting with you, you are also supposed to interact with various other learning applications, such as, let's say, you may want to watch a YouTube video clip, or you may want to browse the internet and learn, or maybe self-instructional course material, etc. So let us look at the other two domains of learning. And also before that, I also explained to you that these different levels in the cognitive domain are explained using different action-oriented verbs, right? And I also very specifically said that these action-oriented verbs may appear in your question papers and assignments. So action-oriented verbs will very clearly tell you what action is expected from you. And you have to comply with those requirements. And also there's another instance where especially when you study using self-instructional course material, at the beginning, there is a section where it explains the learning outcomes expected from you after you have gone through a particular session. So these learning outcomes will also be linked to various levels in the cognitive domain, and you are expected to achieve those learning outcomes or learning levels by interpreting the action-oriented verbs described in the learning outcome statements. I have also shown you these two instances by citing a question paper and a learning outcome statement, which is also in your resources under ODL. So you can check those by going to resources, and the two files are stored there. So let's go to the next aspect, which talks about the affective domain. Now, affective means it deals with the attitudes and values and beliefs that you share. Okay, we all are conditioned by certain attitudes, values, and beliefs, okay, which we may have acquired from home, from our religious environments, from your school, from your friends, whatever interactions you had up to now would have helped you to build a set of values, attitudes, beliefs, etc. in yourself, right? Now, when you talk to somebody, always these values and beliefs will come out, okay? But also it is important for us to know during learning, not only that our role is to give you all knowledge, we also have a certain responsibility in building or uh, transferring certain set of values, attitudes to you, so that you will be able to function well in the society and especially at your workplace. Okay, how do we do this? We don't preach these values and attitudes, but we engage you in certain activities, and as a result, you will be able to acquire certain values and attitudes. Now, for instance, when you do your /com challenges, there is a certain interaction that you are doing with the /com, right? And there is a two-way interaction, not just one-way interaction. So when any instance where you have a two-way interaction, the other party will also try to influence your values and attitudes. So likewise, you may also get an opportunity to influence the other party that is involved. So let us look at how this happens in a certain hierarchy. It has been put in a certain hierarchy where the bottommost level deals with receiving. That is, if you are speaking to somebody else, let's say there is a conversation between you and a friend of yours about some aspect, maybe it is about the e-field program that we run. Okay, and your friend tells you something, and you as a person should be able to receive it unconditionally. Okay, that is, you are listening and trying to gather what your friend is trying to convey to you. So receiving is an important aspect in influencing your beliefs, attitudes, and values. Okay. Now, when your friend says something, and if you do not agree immediately, will you just say, "Don't talk to me"? Okay. If you say that, that means you are not a good receiver. Okay, because you don't want to hear out somebody else's opinion, right? But as a person living in a society, even though we do not agree with certain individuals, how their values and attitudes, we have to hear them out. That is important. Then also you should be able to respond to that person in a civilized manner. If that person tells you something and if you try to scold him, it is not a good way of communication, right? Because what you need to do is you have to try to, if you do not agree with what your friend is telling you, you also you have a responsibility to respond in a way to influence your friend. If you do not agree, you say, "Now look, you can look at it in a different way," right? So then your friend will also start thinking about it. So what happens when you respond? When you say something or respond, indirectly or directly, you are sharing some of your values and attitudes with your friend, right? And what does the friend do then? The friend will try to extract certain values, attitudes, beliefs, etc. from you based on what you have told your friend. Okay. And then your friend, okay, this discussion will go on between you two, and both parties will try to organize and conceptualize these values. Now, what that means is, now you have already got a set of values and beliefs that you have within yourself, and when your friend speaks to you, you will be encountered with a set of new values and beliefs. Okay, sometimes these values and beliefs that is shared by your friend may be in agreement with your values and beliefs, or maybe they do not quite agree with your values and beliefs. So if they don't agree with your values and beliefs, then of course, then there will be a conversation. Okay. And then sometimes you will, when during the conversation, you will try to identify the new values and beliefs with your existing values and beliefs. Okay. And there will be some friction if they do not agree. So if there is friction, then you all start discussing, and eventually you will decide either to reject those values or you will decide to accept certain values and beliefs, new ones, right? Now, if you accept certain new values and beliefs, what happens is you will have to modify your existing set of values and beliefs, or they will be influenced. Usually, values and beliefs, we as people living in the society, should influence us positively. Of course, there are instances where these values and beliefs will influence us negatively. That also happens. So the last level is you will characterize these new values and beliefs, and then eventually it will be internalized in you. It will internalize in you, and that will, now you will have a new shared set of values and beliefs. So during your interaction with the teachers, interaction during your collaborative learning with your fellow students, always your values and beliefs will be challenged. Okay. Now, for instance, if I quote to you, now suppose that I tell you that it is important to, if I give an assignment, I will tell you it is important for you to attend to these assignments without any delay. Okay. And I might tell you, because learning is a continuous process, and if you don't do the assignments in a timely manner, then you may not understand the second interaction that I am having with you. Okay, or the second session that I am having with you. So now I am making that statement so that you are receiving it from me. Okay. So now responding, you may not directly talk to me, but then you will be reflecting on what I have said. Sometimes some might say, okay, that is not a requirement. I can do these things later on. It doesn't matter. I can read the slides, and then I can answer the question, and I can proceed. Okay. Another person might say there is some certain truth in what the teacher has told me. If I don't do this assignment now, if I don't do the required reading or references and try to respond to the assignment now, there is a chance that I may forget later on. Okay. And also, if I learn something extra and improve my cognitive level, knowledge level, I will be in a better position to learn more during lectures to come. Okay. But then this has got nothing to do with the knowledge aspect of it. But this is something to do with your attitude towards learning. Okay. So always if I give you that instruction, you will try to respond to me, or maybe you try to reflect on what I have said, whether there is some truth to it or whether it is useful. Nothing to do with the content that I have mentioned. So there is no knowledge part in it. So then you start to value it. You try to attach value to what the opinion that I have expressed to you, right? You may be reflect, you may argue with me, you may challenge me, you might tell me, that is not required, things like that. Now, if I deviate from the point slightly, some of the students now I have given the a question paper and a set of learning outcomes in the resources section. Now, one student has asked me whether they are related to the courses that you all will be studying in the Bachelor of Software Engineering program. Okay. Now, I had replied, I said, no, they are not, they do not belong to your BSc program. But then what I want you to do is I want you to observe the, action-oriented verbs that I have explained in my lecture in those assignment, the examination paper, and also in the learning outcome statements, right? So now, perhaps the student who asked the question might think, it is not that relevant because it does not belong to your program of study. So that is a certain attitude that the student has. But me, by replying to that query, I am trying to influence the way that this particular student is thinking. So I'm trying to tell him, no, it is not dependent on the question paper for a course given in the BSc program, but it's in general, this is how the question papers are set, right? So I am trying to focus on the action-oriented verbs, whereas the learner wants to think about the question paper. So there is some ambiguity. So when there is an ambiguity, obviously one has to get your doubts clarified. So if you ask a question, then I will respond. So likewise, in the message section in this LMS, some have talked about issues like your Microsoft accounts, maybe about your /com challenges. So when such questions questions appear, I tell them, please post your query to the relevant forum, right? Don't ask other questions in the eFill forum, because I will not know answers to some of your questions. Okay. So if you post it to the correct forum, then obviously somebody will respond to your queries. So this is important. So we are trying to influence the way you think by structuring our activities. Now, just now, example, we wanted to shift this session by 15 minutes. But later a student said, now look, I have scheduled something after 5:30, so I cannot shift that activity. So we decided after discussion that we are not going to shift your session, but we will be shifting the previous session by 15 minutes. Why? Because we want you to enroll before 3:30 so that the lecturer could start the session at 3:30. Okay. Now that is something that is a value that I share. I want to start on time and I want to finish on time. so that if you run on a certain schedule, then there is less ambiguity among all of us. You will know exactly the lecture will start at 3:30 and you will prepare for it. So likewise, we by influencing each other, we can change our values towards the betterment. So then number 4 is organize personal value system, that is reconcile internal conflicts and develop a new value system. As I said, the values shared by me may not be the same as the values shared by you. So if I'm trying to influence you, and if you want to accept certain values that I'm trying to influence you, then what happens is there'll be some sort of an internal conflict, and then eventually you will sort out that for yourself, and maybe you all will accept the values that I am trying to convey to you. So if that is done successfully, then it becomes part of your belief system and behavior. Okay, if you believe something, then of course your behaviors will be influenced by that. So that is called internalizing those values in your value system. So all these, just like in the cognitive domain, these actions also have certain action-oriented verbs, which are listed here. You will see under receive, you have ask, listen, focus. These are the action verbs, oriented verbs that we use. Okay. Now, what is be open to? That is, you can, if you want to put that in a sentence, I would like the students to be open to new ideas that are put forward to them. Okay. So be open to is to be able to listen to these new ideas, reflect on these new ideas, and later on to be able to extract the values and internalize those values for yourself. Okay. Now, if I may just explain to you, through this course, EFIL, especially in this particular module, we are trying to show you certain advantages of becoming a self-directed learner. Okay. So what are the qualities of a self-directed learner? Self-direction is you will always want to learn the concepts with the help of your teacher and your fellow students, right? You don't want to put that responsibility on your teacher or fellow students, but you will take a very positive attitude and do things that support your own learning. So this is the message that we want to try to pass on to you through various sessions. We are trying to get you to work on a certain structured approach rather than doing things haphazardly, so that you can plan your learning activities and still be successful in your learning while engaging in all your other societal requirements. You may have to do your job, you may have to attend to your family needs of your family, etc. Okay, you may have to attend to your personal needs. Okay, you need to have some leisure to talk to some people or maybe do a sport. All these things are required. So we don't want you to stop everything and do this Bachelor of Software Engineering degree program only. No, that's not but we want you to plan your work schedule well and do things in a timely manner, not only in our program, but in all other aspects of your life. Okay, so this is about the affective domain. We will look at the psychomotor domain as well. Now, psychomotor domain deals with your skills. Now, your skills are based on your motion, your using your hands, or maybe using your legs or your body, or something to do with your motions. Okay, there are different levels that you can achieve, and there are also higher levels of in the psychomotor domain hierarchy, as well as there are lower levels. So suppose that we are trying to teach you something to do. Okay, then we also like you to move from a lower level to a higher level. So let us look at the levels and the associated action-oriented verbs that may be used to convey to you the requirements with regards to these levels. The lowest level is imitation. So copying an action of someone else. Okay. Now, as you all know, I have seen YouTube clips where kids, not only kids, the adults, they are trying to imitate Michael Jackson, how Michael Jackson performs his dances, okay, while singing. So that is imitation, direct, the lowest level of the psychomotor domain. Okay, you are trying to replicate somebody, you are trying to follow somebody, copy somebody, etc. You have seen comedians imitating politicians, right? The way they speak and making fun out of them. Yes, that is imitation. Manipulation is reproduce activity from instruction or memory. Okay. Recreate, build, perform, execute, implement. Those are the action-oriented verbs that we use to describe manipulation. Now, can you give an example? Let's say you are doing a sport and your coach teaches you some technique, okay? And then you use the technique when the right situation arises, okay? So that is basically manipulation, reproducing an activity from instruction or from memory, okay? Of course, the example about Michael Jackson I have given you also may have certain aspects of manipulation, because there should be a certain amount of skill that you need to display, even to imitate certain actions. Okay, there are certain complex maneuvers, in that particular dance. So you have to practice it. You may have to do it by memory. So there is a certain amount of manipulation involved. Then, of course, precision is a higher level. You do things with skill, independent of help, right? Nobody is assisting you. You are doing it in a precise manner. Okay. Can you give an example for that? Especially when let's say when you are playing basketball, Then if you want to score a point, you have to be very precise on your action. So these things doesn't just happen, but with training, with practice, you tend to develop these skills. Then articulation. Adapt or integrate expertise to satisfy a non-standard objective. Now you have been trained and you have certain amount of knowledge and practice, ability of skills, etc. But when you are encountered a new situation, if you are not able to adapt yourself to suit the new situation and do what is needed, that is called articulation. Okay, so it's not the standard situation that comes up, but it is a new situation, and with all your expertise, skills, etc., now you are being able to fit to the new situation and act accordingly. It is a new situation. Okay, there you are required to, we say, articulate. Then the fifth one is naturalization. Okay, it's like automation, or you are able to do things in an unconscious manner. Now, if I give you an example, when you are riding a bus, the driver, he drives at a certain speed and suddenly a person crosses the road. Now, the driver within a split second has to make a decision how to avoid any collision with that person, right? He may he may shift to a lower gear, apply the brakes in such a way that the person that's on the road will be safe, and also person in the vehicle will be safe, right? Well, I don't know whether it's happening in our roads or not, but then that is what is expected from a expert driver, right? He has to look at all aspects in a split second and take action, right? Now you and me cannot do that because we are not professional drivers. Okay, of course we can drive a vehicle on the road, but it doesn't mean we are professional drivers. So that is the highest level that one could achieve on this particular skills domain. So likewise, especially now your program, Bachelor of Software Engineering program, deals with a lot of practical aspects. Okay, so it has various inputs from all these three domains. Okay, it has a knowledge aspect to a great extent. Also, it may have certain attitudes that you need to cultivate in order to be a good professional. And also you may need to have certain skills at expert level. Okay, when I say skills, I'm not referring to the knowledge aspect only, but I'm referring to hands-on skills. Okay, of course, these three do not occur independent to each other. If you are to do well in the psychomotor domain, you also need knowledge and attitudes as well. But then mainly anything that you do using your skills, let's say mouth or hands or whatever, motor skills we call them, then that is predominantly in the psychomotor domain. Okay, so I have given you an exercise. I have told you to identify 3 action-oriented verbs from the 3 domains, and then I wanted you to identify the meaning of that verb and use it in a sentence to demonstrate its meaning. Now, I have gone through some of your responses, but I have noted that even though you have formulated the question using the action-oriented verb, I couldn't see the action in it. Okay, these are action-oriented verbs, so it has to be some command involved in your sentence. Okay, it's like you may ask somebody to list the names of districts of Sri Lanka. Okay, so there is an action or a command involved in that word. Now, when you formulate your sentence, you have to show that command aspect. Otherwise, the verb that you have selected will not have any action associated with that. So what I want you all is to relook at your responses and see whether your sentences describe an action. Okay, so now let us look at a few examples and let us discuss these examples just to see under which category or which domain it predominantly falls, and at which level of that particular domain. Now, if there is a statement like learners should acquire ability to seek knowledge actively by themselves. Okay. Now, maybe I can translate it to Sinhala and Tamil. Can somebody translate this to Tamil, please?
Yes, students. Yes,
please, yeah.
Okay. Adra enna meaning என்னன்னு சொன்னா கற்பவர்கள், அதாவது நாங்கள் லேர்னர்ஸ் கற்பவர்கள் தாங்களாகவே அறிவை தீவிரமாக தேடும் திறமையை பெற்றிருக்க வேண்டும். கற்றவங்க நாங்கள் இன்னொரு ஆள் வந்து சொல்லணும் வந்து இருக்க தேவையில்லை, நாங்களாவே தேடிக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். கற்பதை தீவிரமாக தேடி கொள்ற அறிவை பெற்றிருக்க வேண்டும் என்று சொல்றதுதான் இதோட மீனிங்.
Okay. Now, if I translate it to Sinhala, can somebody translate it in Sinhala, please?
You mean the staff?
Sujiva, can you?
Yeah, I mean there is a in the chat box. my Sinhala මේ chat box එකේ කියලා තියෙනවා කවුරු හරි chess ගැනත්. දැන් මෙතන කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම මේ දැන් අපි chess ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්, ඒක chess play කරන්න පුළුවන්කම තමන් ගන්න ඕනේ, ඒ skill එක ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි acquire කියන එකෙන් මෙතනින් අදහස් කරන්නේ. ඉගෙන ගත්තා වගේ මේක තමන් පාවිච්චියට අරන් ඒක practice කිරීමේ හැකියාව තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තමයි මෙතන acquire ability කියන එක.
acquire කියන්නේ තමන්ට ඒක ලබා ගන්න. හරිද? ability කියන්නේ මෙතනදී හැකියාවනේ. හරිද? මෙතන කියන්නේ learnersලා කියන්නේ කවුද මේ සිංහලෙන්? ශිෂ්‍යෝ කියන්නේ බෑනේ.
පුහුණු වෙන එක.
පුහුණුවන්නන් හරි. අතන අපි අදහස් කරන්නේ ශිෂ්‍යයන් කියන එක. ශිෂ්‍යයන් තමාට දැනුම තමන්ම ලබා ගන්න actively. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ actively කියන්නේ කොහොමද? active and passive කියන එකේ සිංහලට translate කරාම කොහොමද?
තමන් සහභාගී වී දැනුම ලබා ගන්න ඕනේ. chess පුරුදු වෙලා කරන්න ඕනේ. learners ලගේ තියෙන
actively කියන්නේ මේ නිකන් ඔහේ වටින් බලාගෙන ඉන්නකොට තමන්ට ළඟට එන දැනුම නෙමෙයි. තමන් ගිහිල්ලා ඒක දැනුම හඹා ගිහිල්ලා දැනුම ලබා ගන්න. හරිද? ඒකේ හැකියාව තමන්ට ඇති වෙන්න ඕනේ කියන්නේ. right? ඒක තමයි අපි okay, we explained that in Sinhala and Tamil both. Now, are we discussing about the knowledge domain? No, because it doesn't involve any knowledge. Is it related to psychomotor domain where skills are involved? No, it is solely related to attitudes, which is the affective domain. Okay, now a student or even a teacher is not able to seek knowledge actively unless it becomes part of their own value system. Okay, if it is not part of my value system, then I will be very passive. I will not actively go out. I will not, if I do not know the meaning of one particular word, I will go to the internet. I will try to translate it to Sinhala and see whether I understand, or maybe I go take a dictionary and I refer to the word and see whether I can connect that word to the learning that is associated with it in that particular sentence. I will actively try to understand what it means. Even if I still don't understand it properly, if I don't understand it properly, I will go and discuss it with one of my friends. And I will ask him, this is the way I understood, what do you think? Okay. So I am very actively approaching the issue. I'm not very passive. Okay. I'm not waiting until the teacher explains things to me. So you cannot get to this point. Level 5 is the highest level, internalizing the value system, unless you move from a lower level to that particular level of understanding. Okay. And also there is a determination involved, right? So that is what we expect from you all. Let's take the second example. Learners should have the ability to apply analytical tools. Now, here again, it's a bit vague because this may concern 2 or more domains of learning. Okay. Now, one may see it as mostly to do with the attitudes. Okay. Another might see it as the ability to apply analytical tools. Can we translate this to Sinhala and Tamil, please? Maybe Tamil first.
Yes. அதாவது வந்து கற்பவர்கள் நாங்க கற்றுக்கொண்டிருக்கிறவங்க வந்து பகுப்பாய்வு செய்யும் கருவிகளை பயன்படுத்தி ஆய்வுகளை மேற்கொள்ள தெரிந்திருக்க வேண்டும். அதாவது இப்ப நாங்க அனலிட்டிக்கல் டூல்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்றது, சில விடயங்களை நாங்க அனலைஸ் பண்றது, ஒன்னோட ஒன்று ஒத்து போய் பார்க்கக்கூடிய சில, இப்போ எங்களுக்கு சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ்லேயும் இருக்கு, சில கருவிகள் இருக்கு பகுப்பாய்வு செய்யறதுக்கு, சில கிராஃப்ஸ்கள் அப்படி சார்ட்டுகள் அப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணி அதை பயன்படுத்தி வந்து எங்களுக்கு பகுப்பாய்வு செய்யறதுக்கு வந்து தெரிந்திருக்க வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லப்படுது.
Yeah. So if you are to explain it in Sinhala, how do you explain, Sujit?
I think තමයි හොඳටම කියන්න පුළුවන්. සිංහල දැන් අපි chess ගත්ත හින්දා අපි සමහර tool එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපි chess play කරනකොට අපේ තියෙන recording system එකක්. recording system එක තියාගෙන ඒක tool එකක් හැටියට පාවිච්චි කරලා අපි මේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේ player කොහමද සෙල්ලම් කරේ කියන එක අපි record කරගන්න. ඒ වගේ ඉස්සරහට අපි මොනවද කරන්න කියන එකත් ඒක record කරගන්න. recording system එක. ඒක තමයි ඒක analytical tool එකක්.
දැන් මෙතන කියන්නේ විශ්ලේෂණය කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරන මෙවලම් පාවිච්චි කිරීමේ හැකියාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කියන්නේ. හරිද? ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ වගේ මෙවලම් ගැන දැනුමක් තියෙන්නත් ඕනේ. එක ප්‍රශ්නයකට හැමතෙම පොදු මෙවලමක් නැහැ. ඒකට ඒ ප්‍රශ්නෙට විසඳුමක් කරන්න ඒකට ඕන කරන මෙවලම පාවිච්චි කරන්න. සුජීව කිව්වා වගේ අපි chess game එක පස්සේ ආපහු බලනවා නම් අපි ඒ game එක record කරලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? පොලේක එක notations වලින් අපි record කරලා තියෙනවා මේ එක එක කෑල්ල කොහාටද ගියේ තල්ලු කරේ කොතනටද ආදි වශයෙන් තියෙනවා. ඒක අපි ඒක මෙවලමක් අපිට. අපි ඒක දිහා බලලා අපි අපේ මනසේ අර ගේම් එක නැවත මේ දෘශ්‍යමාන කරගන්නවා. කරගෙන අපි බලනවා මේක හරියට ඇදලා තියනවද මේක නැත්තම් වෙන දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද ආදි වශයෙන්. හරි. So basically what it is you have a set of analytical tools to be used for certain analytical purpose, and you should have the ability. Now when I say if it is ability, one aspect is wanting to use the tools. Now that is on the affective domain, that deals with attitudes. Then also on the knowledge domain, you have you should be able to understand the problem and then use various tools to further acquire knowledge on that particular aspect. So we'll go to the next one, to become a professional chess player. Okay. Now, if you are a professional chess player, what is the difference between a professional chess player and a novice chess player? If you are a novice chess player, we make the move and then think about what would happen as a result of that move. If you are a professional chess player, we always, before making the move, we have to analyze what are the consequences of making that particular move. Okay, so you will have to look at various combinations. You have to evaluate the good and the bad of making certain moves. Sometimes you may have to think about 20 moves forward. You have to think, if I make this move, what would happen in 20 moves forward, right? So that is how the professional chess players play. Okay, so that is a higher level of cognitive skill that you have to possess. You have to evaluate various positions. You have to think of various positions that may come up in the future. Now, as a good manager, you have to play this chess game too, right? You take a decision today and you cannot regret in 4 years' time, what may result in that particular decision. So you have to think ahead and see what are the consequences of taking a decision today. Okay, of course, everyone cannot do that. You have to have certain knowledge and experience to be able to handle such situations. But this knowledge and experience just don't come to people. They acquire them during their interactions. So we expect you to do the same, whether you study or whether you work as an intern or whether you are doing a job. This learning has to take place in all three aspects. So to become a professional driver, I explained that short while ago. So it relates to psychomotor domain and naturalization mostly, right? But you have to recognize that the other two domains are also involved, maybe to a lesser extent, right? You have to have the right attitudes, right? But if the driver thinks, that's not my fault, this person is crossing the road without not looking at the road, so I can't help, I don't want to stop. Okay, that is some attitude that the driver has. So again, the driver should have the right attitude, because he has to value life, so at any cost he should try to save that life. Okay, that is attitude. then also the knowledge. The knowledge part also has to be there. Okay, he's driving a vehicle, he should know how the vehicle functions. What should he do? Does he have to slam the brake first, or does he have to put the vehicle to a lower gear from the higher gear to a lower gear, which will automatically reduce the speed, and then take the foot from the accelerator and press the brake gradually. Otherwise, the people in the bus will feel the impact. All these things are all interconnected. So even though we separate it into 3 domains of learning, in real life, these occur in combinations, various combinations. Okay, but for our ease, we separate it into 3 domains because we can study them well. We can detect things in the 3 domains and 3 levels of each domain. Okay, it's just to analyze it. Okay, so to discuss election statistics with peers, so let's say you had the election yesterday, and when you meet your friends today, you have a discussion. Okay, so that is affective domain receiving. So discussion, because you are not involved with the election. You are not, some may be supporting certain political parties, but then this is a casual discussion you are having, right? You are not going to take sides during the discussion. Okay, what your intention is, if your intention is to learn from any experience, you will try to focus on that discussion so that at the end of it, you will learn something new. Okay, otherwise it's just a casual conversation. To analyze lend in terms of 4 local banks. Suppose that you want to take a loan, student loan, and different banks offer loans at different terms. Okay, the interest rate may be different, the repayment time period may be different, your repayment monthly payment that is required to repay might be different. So you need to be able to analyze it and identify the positives and the negatives, and eventually you have to make a decision. Again, it's at a higher level skill that you are required to perform, which involves analysis. Okay, so before we wind up, I would like you all to post any of your queries or comments on today's discussion to your chat. And perhaps Sujiva could take over after 5 minutes time. Probably Sujiva, you can discuss some of their queries if you have the time. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
But
maybe you can even start now while they are posting to the chat. Learners could use your mic.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, today there's another session now Dr. Radhika is doing.
Yeah, we can.
So then we are late. So yeah, maybe the discussion can take place after.
Yeah. Actually, what I also wanted to tell, if any discussion, we encourage them to put in the help desk. Then you will get the quick response, the correct response. That's what we encourage. So that's so you can put any, and you can ask any question on the help desk.
Yeah. So that is, don't send messages for your queries unless it is a message for the e-field section. The best thing is for you to put that in your help desk if you have a general issue, because that issue concerns not only you, maybe some other students. So when we reply to your issue, others will also see the reply and that will be useful for them as well. Okay, then thank you very much for being with me for this session. I will hand it over to Dr. Adhika.
Okay, are you all ready, students? Right. Good afternoon. We are going to start the next session. So I first welcome you to the second session on writing for communication. And I hope you have attempted the tasks on writing emails we did yesterday. If you have not done so, please do it today itself. And please fill in the questionnaire and post in the discussion forum as well. Right? Right, let's start then. Today's topic is writing a paragraph, how to write a good paragraph. So whenever you write emails or when you write your assignments, your assignment consists of several paragraphs. So let's see what a good paragraph is. Before that, let's look at this. Yeah, what can you see in this picture? What's this girl doing?
Taking some information from internet.
Yes, she's trying to, yeah.
She's thinking.
Yeah.
She has a problem.
Study different
Yeah,
with
looks
the
like she
virtual
just
study and
yes.
big
She's
problem.
biting her
man.
pencil, yes. Somebody says she doesn't know how to start, what to start, right? What to write as start, okay?
Right,
That's the problem. She's biting her pencil and staring at the screen. And what can you see in the other picture? Next to that, you
when they are virtual study, she can
yeah,
have had a
you see a notebook.
issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Notebook and mobile phone.
Sorry.
Pencil.
Somebody says she's eating the pencil. Yeah, she's biting the pencil, yes.
She has missing something, ma'am.
Right, okay. Now you can see in the second picture, there is a notebook, but it's blank. There's nothing written on it. So she may have a problem. She don't know what to write, how to write or start her writing. So she has a problem. Okay, now you can see in the next picture, you can see a page full of things, because sometimes she may have got some help from a friend. She has discussed the problem with her friend. Some help has been taken. So now the page is full with something. Some people have this fear of having a blank page. What to write, how to start. That is also called blank page anxiety. So it's not a problem. You can start with something. right? If you also have that problem, start writing with something, right? Write your name on the page first, or you can copy the title, the topic of the essay or the assignment question. You first start writing that on the blank page. That gives you some courage. That helps you to start your writing, and it improves your thinking ability as well. Right, okay. Right, here is a small activity for you to do. What do you usually do when you are asked to write on a particular topic? What do you do? Right, you can use the chat quickly as we lost some minutes. Yes. What do you usually do when you are asked to write on a particular topic? Your experience. Right, watch a YouTube video, take information. Okay. Write in point form. Yeah, first think about it, somebody says, right? That's good. Search for information. Yeah. You Google the topic, good. Yeah, somebody says he or she makes a plan. Collect information, very good. Right. Okay. So different people do different things. Some people search the internet, some people just draft on the paper, some people think about the topic. So there are various things you can do to start with. So it's good if we follow the writing process, the process of writing. You start with what you did, what you told me now is the first step in your writing. Some of you do it. You said you will, think about the topic. Let's see, what are the 5 steps in the writing process? Pre-writing. So what you did was certain things in the pre-writing stage. Pre-writing, that is before writing. You are given a topic, now this is the first step. Pre-writing, you will be doing various things as pre-writing strategies, right? Then you draft your first copy, that's your first draft. And what do you do next? Pre-writing, drafting, and revising. So you can't just submit what you wrote as a first draft. You will be revising. What do you do when you do revising? You will be adding new information, right? You'll be adding new information or new details, or sometimes you may write and delete certain information. You think that this is not relevant. I have a better idea. So you will be revising your first draft. Then the editing stage comes. When you say editing, you look for mistakes. There are grammatical mistakes or the punctuation, right? You correct your capitalization and punctuation. Have I put a capital letter at the beginning? Or this name I have used simple letters. So how would you do? You would use capitalization and other punctuation marks like commas, full stops, all those things, right? So you'll be editing your thing for grammatical mistakes and punctuation. And after doing that, you will be publishing your written document. When you say publishing, that is for the others to see. It can be in some form. It could be something on your blog, or it could be something you send to a reader like your one of your academics. It could be a letter or an email, but you are publishing it means you are showing it to the others. So this may be evaluated by someone, right? If it is an assignment, right? So publishing here means you are showing it to the others what you have written, right? Okay, we will first see the pre-writing stage. So we can use many pre-writing strategies. You said some of these things in your chat. So what are the pre-writing strategies we can use? Brainstorming. So do you do brainstorming? Yeah, let's see what brainstorming is, right? Then listing. You may list the points. Some of you said. You list the things that are to be included. You look at the topic and then list the important points. And clustering. After that, you will put them into groups. You can group the things. I'll show you a diagram later, right? Clustering and mind mapping. Many people like to do mind mapping because there are visual learners who would like to see everything as a map, a visual layout of what they are going to write. That's called mind mapping. So all the points that are connected are drawn as a picture, a visual diagram. I think you all know, as software engineers, you know how to use online mind mapping techniques as well, right? And some people like free writing. That is, you just go on writing without thinking about anything. It may be right or wrong. You are not worried. So it could be right or it could be wrong. There may be unnecessary details, but you keep on writing without stopping. That helps. Some people do it to avoid this blank page anxiety. They go on writing on anything that comes to their mind. So that's called free writing. Later on, they edit. Okay. And some people ask these journalist questions. There are things called journalist questions, right? They ask the question, what or how? How did this happen? So what are the main points? What are the reasons? Why did this happen? So like that, you question yourself and then try to find answers to those questions. Those are those WH questions mainly. We call them journalist questions. Why, how, when, where, what, those things. So when you try to find answers to those questions, you get ideas to write. Okay, can you see this picture? You can see the picture of a brain, right? This is the human brain. And in the next picture, you can see a storm. So when you do brainstorming, this is what happens. It's like a storm in your brain. You keep on thinking. You think fast. And whatever that comes to your mind can be put down on paper. You can write it on paper or on a computer screen. You just list those things, right? Whatever that comes to your mind, you keep notes on those things. That is called brainstorming. So this is an activity for you to do. What are the first 5 words or phrases that come to your mind when you are asked to describe your dream job? Say somebody asks you to describe your dream job. Now brainstorm, right? What are the first 5 words that come, words or phrases it could be? What are the words that come to your mind, or what are the phrases that come to your mind when you are asked to describe your dream job? You can post in the chat. Right. Respect, honor. Write the first 5 words. So you have to have a list of 5 words. Freedom, travel, relief, highly paid, good. Respect and freedom, that's really good. That's Thirumal Prashani, yes. Kasun says salary. Yeah, first the salary, then the respect, yes. Yeah, you need the salary. Free thinker and investment, right? You want to be a good boss, right? Passion. Somebody said bad life. Somebody wants to travel and also help others, hard work, good salary. So it's interesting, less pressure and traveling. Nowadays you can't travel, that is the problem. Yeah. Right, relax, happy, salary. Salary is there in many of those things. Yes, you need money, you do a job, that's part of your job, actually. That's why the first thing we do a job for is to get money, true. That's empathy, sharing, joy, yes. Become a YouTuber, right, good. Enjoying, social worker. Higher salary, yes, as software engineers, yeah, you have better prospects than all of us, right? So you will get good salaries. Complete myself, what do you mean by that? Yeah, make your teachers proud. Mental freedom. Work together, very good, right? See, different people have different expectations, right? That's really good. Tour with mother, this is interesting, right? You want to migrate, right? Migrate to another country. As there are many students, I think we can't wait till everybody's chat is seen, but these things are recorded and we can see later. Right. Earn in dollars, okay. Yes, rupees are nothing now. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Right, say people's, the job, some people said software engineering, right? Others said to be a YouTuber. So interesting things. So you just jot down the things that come to your mind. So that is brainstorming. Right. Say somebody brainstormed and she got these things. And then what you need to do is clustering. Say that now you have brainstormed and you have those ideas on paper. What you need to do now is clustering. You may cluster your ideas together and select the ones that are more useful in developing your topic, right? Say this person has put my dream job in the middle and now clustered it around his or her interests. So writing, cooking, the related ones, speaking, or some people like to work with children. So those things are, this is an example of a clustering thing, right? So writing, then you put the things that are, you link the things that are related to that. First the main things, then you add new ideas or new points to the other, to the sub points. Then you get a clustering thing. This is just an example. You can make a better thing, right? If you put your dream job in the middle as a YouTuber, what are the qualities you need to include? Sometimes your speaking ability is important. Writing is important, as we have to few points on that. So speaking, writing, and how to draw an audience, right? How do you attract viewers, like that? Your interest, everything can be put in the map, right? Then you may also, as a pre-writing strategy, you may also draw a mind map. I'm not going to go into details as there is a separate session on these things, right? Those things are covered in that session. So I'm just showing you the pre-writing strategies. So some people love mind mapping, but some people do not like it also, right? You choose the strategy that is more suitable for you. Here in a mind map, you draw branches out of the middle circle, right? The topic. Then in the branch, on the branch, you write the main idea and then the connected things in the sub branches. So then it gives you a mind map. If you like, you can draw a mind map as well. But it's time consuming. For some people don't like it saying it's time consuming, but some visual learners like it, right? So you can either do brainstorming and listing and then start your writing, or brainstorm, list and make clusters and select the ones that are more suitable for you. You may evaluate the gap sometimes. What do I know about this topic? Now you can see certain things are interesting, but you may not have many points there. Sometimes you are asked to write about the advantages and disadvantages of something. You may have 2 or 3 advantages, but you have many disadvantages. So you select that as your stance, like that. You have to evaluate your knowledge as well. Okay, right. Now let's do another task. How are you going to get into your dream job? Now you said you want to be a software engineer, say you want to be a software engineer or somebody like an IT director. So how are you going to get into your dream job? So write down as many ideas as possible on how you are going to get into your dream job. Yeah, having a target through dedication, working hard, smart work, right, following a degree. Yeah, very good. With time management, that's very necessary. Right. Complete education, then start doing a job, right? Dreaming bigger. Yeah. With more skills, right? Develop your creativity, positive thinking, very good. Be an entrepreneur, teamwork, right? So you will get into your dream job by doing various things. So now what you are doing is again brainstorming, right? You did not have this, you hadn't planned this before. So what you are doing now is brainstorming and then listing, right? You want me to see those things. So you put them in the chat. So this helps you in developing. If you are writing an essay on this topic, then you are developing your ideas. Right. Put them on paper or on a computer screen and organize them. Very good. Apply what we have learned. Self-learning. Right. Never give up. Okay. That's really good. So you will be able to get to your target, right? Get into your dream job if you do these things, right? You can't just have the dream, but you plan and try to achieve that. That's really good. Okay, now today's topic is writing a paragraph. To write a good paragraph, those are the first steps, right? You have to brainstorm and list and develop your ideas. Then let us learn how to write a good paragraph now. First, we should know what a paragraph is. It's not just writing isolated sentences. Some people write isolated sentences and think that it is a paragraph. No, a paragraph is a group of sentences that are closely related. They are linked together. They have a connection. First sentence has a connection between the rest of the sentences in the paragraph, right? And there is a concluding sentence also. So there is a connection between all the sentences. So a paragraph is a group of sentences that are closely related. They all talk about a single point, not different things, but their focus is the same. They are related to each other. That's what we have to keep in mind, right? In a paragraph, we have 4 to 5 sentences which are related to each other. They are linked to each other. Right, we are going to watch a video now on how to write a good paragraph. Just give me a second till I share this.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire, messages that forge brighter connections, and emails that get the job done,
look at these 2 paragraphs. Can you tell which one is a good paragraph and which one is not? Yes, the first one is a good paragraph. How do you know? It's a good paragraph because it focuses on a single topic, which is my mother. The second paragraph talks about many different things. In fact, each sentence in the second paragraph talks about which one is a good paragraph and which one is not. Look at these 2 paragraphs.
Can you hear now?
Look at these 2 paragraphs. Can you tell which one is a good paragraph and which one is not? Yes, the first one is a good paragraph. How do you know? It's a good paragraph because it focuses on a single topic, which is my mother. The second paragraph talks about many different things. In fact, each sentence in the second paragraph talks about a different topic, which is really a bad idea. So, a good paragraph focuses on a single topic or idea. Remember that. Today, we shall learn about 3 very important components of a paragraph. topic sentence, supporting sentences, adding details. Look at this simple paragraph. Read it aloud. Now look again at the first sentence. It says, trees are useful to us. This is called the topic sentence of the paragraph. The rest of the sentences in the paragraph must support or agree with this topic sentence. Now look at the other sentences in the paragraph. Do they support the topic sentence? Do they tell us how the trees are useful to us? Yes, indeed. They support the topic sentence, trees are useful to us. So, this is a good paragraph indeed. It has a topic sentence, and the rest of the sentences in the paragraph support the topic sentence. This sentence says, a dog is a useful animal. All the other sentences must support or prove how a dog is a useful animal. Let's see. It guards our house. Does this sentence prove that a dog is a useful animal? Yes. It protects us from burglars. Does this sentence support that the dog is a useful animal? Yes, of course. It plays with us and entertains us. Does it support that a dog is a useful animal? Yes, of course again. It keeps us safe and makes our life easy. This sentence too supports the topic sentence. So, a good paragraph must have a topic sentence that controls the other sentences. Now, here is a little exercise for you. Look at this paragraph. The topic sentence is missing. Can you put in the topic sentence in this paragraph? Well, here are two options for you. Choose one. You are right. The correct option is Mrs. Lama is a very busy person. As you have seen, the main sentence of a paragraph, which is usually the first sentence, is called the topic sentence. The rest of the sentences in the paragraph are called supporting sentences. They support the topic sentence. Have a look at this paragraph now. It's about Pokhara. What is the topic sentence? Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. The rest of the sentences, which are the supporting sentences, must support why or how Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. In this paragraph, there are 3 supporting sentences. Let's look at each of them. First, it is a place known for its scenic beauty. Also, Pokhara offers a range of adventure activities for the visitors. In addition, you get to visit exotic places within the city. As you can see, all of these 3 supporting sentences support the topic sentence, Pokhara is an amazing place to visit. Now let's go to the next item, adding details. Often you need to add details to your supporting sentences. Adding details makes the paragraph stronger. Let's see how we can add details to our paragraph about Pokhara. Look, each of the supporting sentences has a detail now. Does the paragraph look better? Yes, indeed. So it's important to add details to the supporting sentences. You can give examples and further information when you add details. For example, let's look at the first supporting sentence. It talks about scenic beauty. In the details section, examples of scenic beauty are given. For example, clear views of snow-capped mountains like Annapurna and Dhaulagiri. and the scenic reflection of Machapuchre Peak on the waters of Feiwa Lake are mentioned.
Hi everyone! Would you like to improve your English academic writing by learning how to write basic and expanded paragraphs? Welcome to Jen's Studio. My name is Jen, and today
we're going to talk about how you can write the best paragraph.
the easiest way to remember how to write a paragraph is think about a sandwich. A sandwich has three basic parts to it. Any type of sandwich has three basic parts. It has a top piece of bread, some good topic sentence. A sentence.
Okay, you watch a video on how to write a good paragraph. So what are the main parts of a good paragraph? What are the main paragraphs according to the speaker, right? You saw a video. You can use the chat. Are you using the chat? I can't see.
Yes, they are, Dr. Radhika.
Right, okay. What are the answers? Have they given the answers?
Yes. Most of them have put down a topic sentence, supporting sentences, adding details.
Right.
That all the sentences must be about one topic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right, okay, good. Okay, what are the main parts of a paragraph, right? So you will have listened to it well, and then you have given all these points, very good, right? A topic sentence, supporting details and additional details. And it's good to have a concluding sentence as well in a paragraph, right? This concluding sentence should be the same idea you expressed in your topic sentence, but you do not repeat it, but you say it in other words, right? Let's move on to the next one. Now, when you see this, you can see there is a concluding sentence as well. So read this paragraph and try to find the best topic sentence for this paragraph. So that, as you say, so in the video, the topic sentence is the very first sentence in a paragraph that talks about what the paragraph is about. Now read this paragraph, right? And see which sentence is the most suitable sentence as the topic sentence for this paragraph. All right, I can see the chat now. Yeah, many people say B, And there are one or two people I have seen. Let's see, the answer is C. Right. Right. So people have different answers. Let's see. Okay. What are the three options? In the UK, many students study Spanish language. B, it is important to learn foreign languages. C, in college, people need to know foreign languages. So let's read the rest of the paragraph, right? First, many universities in the world require 2 or more years of foreign language study for graduation. So what does it talk about? Does it talk about in the UK, many students study Spanish language? Is it related to that? Or in college, people need to know foreign languages? There's some kind of connection, right? But look at the second one. Secondly, learning other languages helps us communicate with people from other countries. Now, it's not only in university. Now it talks about how it helps us in communicating with people from other countries. Then look at the third sentence. Also, knowing a foreign language can lead to job opportunities. So what does it talk about? What is the topic sentence then? What is the sentence that it is supported by? The other sentences are supporting the main sentence, the topic sentence. Yes, as most of you said, it is B. It is important to learn foreign languages. That is the topic sentence. So this sentence, many universities now, they need their students to learn a foreign language, and learning other languages helps us to communicate with people from other countries, and it creates job opportunities, and it's fun. Learning a foreign language is fun. So all those things support the idea that it is important to learn foreign languages. So you start with that, and then you support that idea with these supporting details. So these are supporting details. Then look at the last sentence. There are many reasons to learn a foreign language. This one says it is important to learn foreign languages, and you end it with the concluding sentence. There are many reasons to learn a foreign language. The supporting details also showed us that there are many reasons. Okay, this could also be the first sentence, and you can have this as the last as well, right? So you can see the topic sentence is very important, and how you would use it to develop your paragraph and end it with the concluding sentence. Right? When you write, try to organize your paragraphs like that. Right. Now there's an activity for you to do. This is in the Moodle as well, right? You are expected to write a paragraph on the following topic. Because in the Moodle, this activity is there, right? Why I joined the BSc degree program. Why you joined this degree program, the software engineering degree program. So the topic is why you joined it. then it's asking for reasons. Okay, so you can write a topic sentence. Sometimes you can give the number of reasons, right? I joined this BSc degree program mainly for these reasons, right? Mainly for 3 reasons, and then you can discuss those 3 reasons. Or you can say about the benefits, because it gives you many benefits, and then you can discuss those benefits in your paragraph, right? You can use a pre-writing strategy of your choice. You can draw a mind map, or draw a cluster, or just brainstorm and list your ideas, and then group them and make a clustering map and draw a proper mind map. Select a branch of that and then develop. So you can have the BSc degree program in the middle, right? And then link the ideas, or the new ideas that are related. Like you can draw arrows if you want to. And then from those circles, add supporting details, more supporting details to that, adding details. So in the middle, you have the title of the thing, the topic. And then as branches, you have these supporting details. And from those, the adding details can be given as further expand the diagram with adding details. Then after doing that, you can write your concluding sentence. This task is given as quiz 5 in the Moodle course. Right? If you can go there, go to your Moodle course and do that activity after this, right? And you are also expected to watch the videos and answer the quizzes. There are other quizzes as well. Other videos are given. They are on writing paragraphs. There are many videos. Those are a bit longer than the one I showed you, but there are more important points in those videos. There's a good video on pre-writing strategies, how to do a brainstorming diagram, and other kind of pre-writing activities. Watch those videos also, those are useful, and then answer the quizzes based on those things, and post in the discussion forum as well. There is a discussion forum called discussion question 1, right? Do that activity as well. And there's another thing on the wiki, another question. Go to your Moodle course and do that. Let's see whether I can go there. Now it's almost time. You go to your Moodle course now and try to do that activity, right? Can you write your topic sentence now? Right. So in the Moodle course, you get this underwriting for communication. You have the question here for writing a paragraph. We have given a Dropbox as well, but you can now write it here also. If you click on the quiz, you can post it there itself. And then in the wiki, you have this question, right? Experience in learning online, right? Write a paragraph on your experience in learning this course online. You may comment on the post of your peers, right? When they post on your on their experience, you can add, you can comment on their posts as well. So try to do that also, right? And then there is a checklist as well. When you write your paragraph, I hope you can see this. When you write your paragraph, see whether you read the instructions before writing. I read the instructions before writing. You can check whether you did it or not. Then you noted the important words and phrases in the instructions. Say, when I say write your experience, write a paragraph on the topic, why I joined the BSc program. Then did you read the instructions and noted the important words in that? Why I joined the BSc PhD program. So the reasons are asked. And then it says use a pre-writing strategy. Then choose a topic sentence for your paragraph. Write 2 to 3 supporting details. So read the instructions.
Excuse me, Dr.
So say whether you read the instructions or not. Then you may read online resources again before writing.
Excuse me, Dr. Radhika, your screen, there's like this other screen that's covering it.
No, I'm reading the one that is on the other one. Is it possible? No?
Okay, that is not visible then, Dr.
That's not visible, right? Maybe because it's they can anyway see it in the, it's there in their this thing, right?
Okay.
I'll read it out. It's okay.
Okay.
Then, if you brainstorm the words and phrases that came to your mind, put and yes. This helps you. This reminds you. This checklist reminds you of the things that you are to be. You have to do in this thing, right? Then I brainstormed the words and phrases that came to my mind. I drew a mind map. I wrote the first draft. Then I checked whether the topic sentence and the body sentences are okay and the conclusion is acceptable to the reader, right? Then I read the instructions again while writing. This is important when you start writing. Sometimes you lose your focus. You would not see what the topic is about. You would not remember and you may go out of the thing. So it's good to go back to the instructions. I'm just referring to any assignment you are writing on, not this this on paragraph only. This is relevant to anything you write in your academic work. Then I read the instructions again while writing. I revised the content. Right? You may add new details or you may delete unnecessary details. Then I checked my spelling, grammar, and punctuation. And finally, you can say whether you are happy with your piece of writing. I'm happy with my piece of writing. So this is just a checklist, right? So that will help you in evaluating your own writing. Right, try to do that. And there are other videos here, this revising, editing, and publishing you are writing. There is a good video. Watch those things as well, right? And I look forward to read your paragraphs. Please post them in this module thing, under writing a paragraph, and do other questions as well. The discussion forum, there are 2 questions. The first one is here on challenges in writing. And the second one is towards the end. Yeah, it's here, discussion question 1. Some people, that's for on your plan. You are expected to write a paragraph on the topic, my plans for 2022, right? Your plans for next year. And you use about 200 words. So there are 2 topics for you to write on, and try the other questions as well. Watch all the videos, and I hope you will learn something by watching those videos. This is just revision. Actually, you have done these things at school and at various places. This is for just to refresh your knowledge and help you in developing your writing skills that are necessary for your academic work, right? As now the time's passed. Okay, good luck with your studies. And Ms. Natasha will take over. Next session will be done by Natasha, right? Okay, good luck with your studies, and thank you for listening.
Dr. Radhika, there are a few questions on the chat. One is,
what's it?
Last time, Radhika, they were unable to access the quiz section, so we set up another link for them, a Dropbox. So
Yes.
if in case they're unable to access the quiz, is it okay if they post their paragraphs there?
Yeah, that's okay. I think I made a change there in the settings. I saw some people have now posted it in that,
right?
But it's okay anywhere. Yeah, it's fine. Wherever that's possible, we can have access to those. Yeah, it's possible for us to see.
Yes, yes. Of course.
It's good, but if they post in one place, it's easier, no, for us.
It's
right. Okay. Then let's ask them to post it in the Dropbox. Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's wind up then. Okay. Thank you, Natasha and Ahiru.
Thank you, Doctor. Take care.
Just before leaving from the students there, may I ask whether everybody is in the English class? Has everybody received the link? Is there anybody still who have come to receive the link or not participate in the e-gap? Natasha, you can stop the recording.